Hi, everybody. This is Stu Paul, the voice of the women's basketball team for UTSA. Welcome to the first podcast here on www.goutsa.com. And a pleasure to have Luby Lakonsak, the head coach of the women's basketball team, joining me. Of course, last year when the Roadrunners were eliminated by Old Dominion in the CUSA tournament in Birmingham, Alabama, we've been waiting all these months for another season. Luby, good to be working with you again, and I'm sure you're looking forward to an even better year after the way the team played late last year. A lot of promises and signs for this coming season.
Well, Stu, I appreciate your comments. I'm glad to be back. Don't want to remember much about that Old Dominion game. I'd hope we talk about something totally different. But we did finish up strong last year. Finishing fourth in the conference was a tremendous feat, and we look to even do better this year.
Some of the players that were with the team last year no longer with the team. Camera King, who did a good job in the backcourt, and Menasha Bell, who really picked up on the rebounding side as well as the scoring side. Not easy to replace, but you have some other promising players who are back in sophomore Carly Heineman and also Tisha Smith, both San Antonio products. And Tisha Smith really improved as the season wore on last year.
Yes, she did. Did a tremendous job, particularly in that Rice game, was just dominant. And that's what we need from her on a game-to-game basis. She has the ability to do that, and we hope that she's able and focused enough to give us that each and every game.
During the previous practices you've had, the few times you've had practice, anything you've noticed that you'd like to see the team try to improve on for this coming season?
Well, we needed to be a better shooting team this year, and thus far it looks like we are. Some of the new kids come in and look like they can put the ball up from range. We're going to have to replace Ashley Spoletta's three-point shooting, and I think we've got a couple of kids that can help us out in that regard.
Yeah, I mentioned Carly Heineman. I also mentioned Mathilde Aragot, who started quite a few times last year, and she showed a lot of promise as well. So another year for these young ladies, and of course a couple of players that you signed from overseas. Could you tell me more about them?
Well, we've got two overseas prospects coming in. Kasha is a junior college All-American and academic All-American that comes to us from Mineral Area College in Missouri. Shot 40% from the three last year during the season, so it gives us that stretch four that we love to have, spreads the floor for us. And then Sarah Anastasieska comes to us from Australia, and again, a good-sized guard, about 5'11", lefty, and again is able to get to the rim and shoot from three. So pretty tough guard, I think, for a lot of people in our league.
Well, that's one thing that the Roadrunners needed, was some size, and also a young lady who just completed her bachelor's degree, was a four-year player in volleyball of all sports, but she did play basketball in high school, and I'm talking about Dempsey Thornton, who will get a shot at playing basketball for the first time in quite a few years. And based on what you've seen so far, how does she look since she's trying to make the transition again from volleyball to basketball?
Well, we're going to let her spike the ball every chance that the other team comes into the lane. So I think that part will stay the same. But no, she was an outstanding high school player, two sports star out of Corpus. Again, what she brings are the intangibles. She's such a leader, such a positive influence on the entire team. And she's coming along basketball-wise. She's starting to get more comfortable. She knows what to do. She's thinking a little bit right now, a little too much, but that will change, and she'll start giving us what she can do. She's a big body. She takes up a lot of space in the lane, and thus far has really done a good job of rebounding at both ends.
Who are you hoping to rely on as your point guard for starting the season, Luby?
Well, we have a freshman in Alexis Dukes. She's coming in. She's battling returner Alana Hurd. So between those two, I think we've got the point guard spot covered. Alexis is extremely fast and quick, plus can shoot the three. So I'm looking forward to what she can give us this year.
We talked about the shooting needing to be improvement, but I really thought the defense was really very good for the most part last year. Won't forget that great win against Western Kentucky that had a long winning streak. So there's some promise regarding from what you've learned from last year. And I really like the defense because you created a lot of turnovers in some of the games in the latter part of the season. So I know that's something that's always an important aspect of the game.
It's huge, and we were, I thought, an outstanding defensive team last year. We're not quite there yet. We're getting there, so we've got some work to do in that area. But the exhibitions should show us what we need to do. We're going to have an inter-squad scrimmage today, and again, that will allow us to see where we're at defensively. I hope we can do more things defensively, be more varied. We predominantly relied on a man-to-man last year, and I'd like to see us do a few more things this coming year.
Carly Heineman, we go back to her three-point shooter, was a freshman last year, did a good job off the bench. I'm sure now that she's gotten a year under her belt as a sophomore, will she get a bigger role this year in 2015, 2016?
I'm not ready to dole out roles at this time to anybody. I hope that she is. I haven't decided on a starting lineup as of yet, even for our first exhibition. I prefer to keep it very competitive, and that way keep the team ready and anxious to get out there and show us what they can do. So we haven't named any starters. We haven't defined any roles as of yet. We're still in that process. I still feel that we've only practiced 2 or 3 weeks, and it's difficult to get a team identity for any team at this point. So we've got a lot of positives, and we are planning to do those things throughout the year.
There's going to be a little change in the schedule. You're still going to play Louisiana Tech and Southern Miss twice this coming season, and also getting a chance to maybe play a couple of teams more this year than last year. Of course, you have not only Florida International, Florida Atlantic. You had some success with them. So a little bit of a mixture of the schedule. How do you feel about the schedule? And not only with the CUSA schedule starting in January, but you're starting off against University of Texas again in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, we're going to blame Kristen Holt for that. That's a tough way to start. On the road to a team that made the NCAA tournament. I think it's a tremendous challenge, but also I think it will give us an idea of really where we stand at that point of the year and what we need to work on. Not only do we play them, but we also go up to the University of Oklahoma, a perennial national power. So we've got 2 incredible opponents to work for in the preseason. So I think those are the highlights of the preseason. We have our 2 tournaments here, one at Thanksgiving, one over the Christmas holiday break. So a lot of home games for our fans to come watch. So a tremendous pre-conference schedule for us to start. Once we get in the conference, as you know, Stu, the conference is tough. No matter who you're playing, you better bring your best. It doesn't matter if it's the team that's last in the league. If you're not ready, you're going to lose. So playing in the conference is fun. I love that type of challenge. I love the fact that we have to be ready each and every game.
Last but not least, Lauren Good, when you signed her, she's a transfer, but because of the NCAA transfer rules, she's not eligible to play this year in 2015, 2016. Tell me what you like about her.
Everything. Just an unbelievable competitor. Averaged 15 points a game in the Big East. So strong, so powerful. So she gives you a person that can get to the rim, finish with contact, no matter how severe it is, and also stretches the floor for you because she can shoot it. Tremendous confidence, and again, a true competitor. I wish we had her this year, and if anyone can help us with the NCAA on that part, we will take that help.
Absolutely. Luby, a real pleasure to be working with you again. It was great to return last year, and you've done a tremendous job with this program over the years, and I know under your tutelage, the young ladies will continue to mature, not only as athletes, but even more importantly as students. And go get them for the upcoming season. Looking forward to it. Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you. And the thing, let me finish on this note. Last year's team, we were very proud of their athletic accomplishments, but their academic accomplishments were also stellar. As a team, we had above a 3.2 GPA, just narrowly missed the top 25 in the country, and hopefully we'll get to that point this year. So, again, very proud of our team, very proud of the academic accomplishments as well as the athletic ones. Thanks, Stu.
You got
nice hat, by the way.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Luby. Good to have you again this year. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for our first podcast for 2015-2016. I'm Stu Paul, and don't forget, On Halloween Day, this coming Saturday, October 31st, it's going to be UTSA taking on Trinity University right here at the Convocation Center, and it'll be a 2 p.m. Central Time tip-off. Thank you very much again, and this is UTSA Women's Basketball on GoUTSA.com.